I hope you're having a beautiful morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. My coffee is still too hot. I can see it. Let me take this down. It is our morning. Please hold me accountable. Chat, right? Yeah, please hold me accountable. I have so many boxes to get out. And I want to make sure I got on this morning and said good morning, and we had some laughs to get our morning started, right? Coffee is life to me this morning. I'm waiting for one more baby horse, just one more. And I'm waiting from a different state. So it makes it really hard that I can't be there. I can't check everything. I can't be hands-on. And this mare is my heart mare, her daughter, and I can't have anything go wrong. And so I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm watching, and she's going through all this. The mares this year are so weird. And they're anyways, you guys don't care about this, but they're showing all the signs that they're in labor, and they don't do it for a week. It's just driving me nuts. I lay there like this. Okay, I'm only going to watch for 5 minutes. Hour later, I'm only going to watch for 5 more. I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching the camera. I'm like, that's it. That's it. I'm going to sleep. I can't even keep my eyes open. Where is Lisa this morning? Oh, it is 10 o'clock. I was up at 7 and I had only gotten a couple hours sleep. So I was like, yep, can't pull it off with the equipment I have this morning. So I just closed my eyes for a couple more hours. Said, all right, I'll make it happen. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good rising, beloved. Good rising. Renee, no, don't worry. I was watching the mare when you messaged me. That's when I had started watching the mare like an hour earlier than that. Why are you apologizing? Why are you apologizing? No worries at all. I know, Renee, right? Here's the problem. You fall asleep. If anybody that's been on Full Watch knows this. Go inside to get a cup of coffee. There's a baby when you come back. Fall asleep. There's a baby when you wake up. The modern miracle of cameras, you think would change that, right? No. You know what we notice now? Every little thing that they did when we weren't watching before. It's just, oh, you slept like a rock last night? Awesome, Dolores. Awesome. That is great. Once I went to sleep, I slept like a rock. Who has good sleeping patterns? Who has good sleeping patterns? I don't know why this is important, but we're obviously going down a leg with this morning. Because, sleep is so, they know you're watching. They have to know that you're watching. They have to. And Luna is like, let's be dramatic. Her name is Luna because when she was born, she's beautiful blonde. She's gorgeous. When she was born with a crescent moon with the exact phase of the moon and at the night she was born on her forehead. So her name is Luna. Since moving up to the UP, sleeping amazing. You wake up super early. That's not bad as long as you had a good night's sleep, right? That's not a bad thing. Not Vedra. Sorry, Vedra. Yeah, I'm one of those people that when I lay down, for me to lay down and watch the mare is very uncharacteristic for me in foaling season, because when I lay down, man, within 5 minutes, if I'm not sleeping, that's insomnia. And I'm laying there going, oh my gosh, someone's trying to torture me. So I'm one of those people that annoy people that have sleeping problems, because it just happens right away. I had a terrible time getting to sleep. I was up and down for hours. So who else notices? Good morning, Ashton. We will be pulling a collective card. Absolutely. Who else notices that their sleep is affected by the moon, right? Who's noticed this last moon has had such an incredible up and down energy that people have been affected? Make sure you guys are holding me accountable to my thingy. When I'm getting close, say, hey, pull that damn card. You have pain issues that keep you from sleeping. You haven't had normal sleeping since you started working EMS. That'll keep you up anyways, right? That's some rough stuff right there. I hated when Sam worked EMS. It was so traumatizing. And Kelly's like, card, pull a card. He was. Sam's very, very empathic, and to have been on it, you as well, Teresa, to be on EMS is very, very hard. We carry a lot of stuff, right? So let's pull a card. This moon was very interesting. It was very interesting. It was gorgeous to look at. For some reason, it just had a lot more appeal and allure to it. But the energy that went with it. And has anybody paid attention to the Schumann resonancy lately? Right? Really big. I would like to find someone that knows quite a bit about the Schumann resonancy, because I don't. I'll tell you guys, if I don't know about stuff, I'm going to tell you that, right? Because, well, I don't want to blow smoke up your ass. Honestly, it's not my job to talk on the membership about the Schumann resonancy, because I think we should have a class on that. I think it's amazing, but I want someone that knows a good deal about it. So here, this is the card I pulled. We're talking about cycles, and sleep cycles is one part of this, right? If you're not getting, I don't know why we're talking about sleep today. I honestly don't. If you have good sleep cycles, a lot of other things in your whole life are going to fall into place. Your pain factors will fall into place. Your emotional factors will fall into place. Your spiritual factors, your energetic flow, right? So one thing is causic of the other, though. So if you have a lot of pain and you're having a hard time getting into sleep, I mean, that just expands on that issue, right? Yeah. I think we should have a class on Schumann. I'm going to put it out there in the group and see who does know about it. Gaia is healing. I agree. There's a lot of things that are changing. So I know people say, well, go out camping. Go out. I love to camp. Matter of fact, Sam and I are getting an RV so that we can, while we're out west, we love being out west. It is something about the national parks, all of the openness to nature out there is incredible, right? So we're going to start camping as regularly as we can while he's there for the 5 years. And so we're going to be all over out there, all over. I can't wait. I love it out there. And camping is a big deal. You go to sleep to those with the sun, right? Our time adjustment thingy. What do we call that thing that we adjust our time? Daylight savings time. Go to sleep with the sun. Try that. Phaedra's been trying to study the Schumann resonancy. Lots of people have high energy on low resonance. Others have low energy and high resonance. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, right? But it is relevant to a lot of people's energetic flow throughout their days. Have you ever been to Deep Creek, Maryland? No, I've not. I only drove through Maryland. We lived in Virginia. I only drove through Maryland briefly. Okay, so let's pull another card. Make sure we're trying to keep our cycles, and they're really on sleep right now. My guys are on sleep for whatever reason this morning. They were talking about sleep. Try and get onto a good pattern. Figure out. Sam put amethyst next to the bed, and I didn't even know he did it. I don't have a sleep problem at all, unless I'm watching really finicky mares. And I guess Sam was having a hard time sleeping. He wasn't talking about it. He put amethyst next to the bed, and he's sleeping like a rock. So that's one thing. I'm watching that little clock behind me. It's the best little thing. Oh, hell, there it goes. Morning, Donna Culver House. We still have Mother's Day boxes available. So don't forget, we have the Mother's Day boxes, $45. It's Mother's Day in a box. Comes with a bunch of stuff. And I'm just going to show you the thingy because I don't want to have to explain it. And it has amethyst and candy and smudge sticks and shell stones and a rose quartz bracelet and strawberry quartz and aura quartz. Okay, so here's the other card. I don't want to run out of time. Love. This is something I have noticed a lot of people are not doing. They're not letting go of the things that are not serving them. They're holding on to old cycles and patterns, right? It says, embrace what makes you happy. Are you happy? Is there things in your life that's not making you happy? Why are you doing that to yourself? Right? Your rain will begin in 15 minutes. Stick with the things. I hear thunder outside our house right now, actually, Nancy. What the heck, Nancy? You live 5 hours away. There's people holding on to old patterns because it is habit. Because it is habit. Break some habits. Move your coffee pot, right? Move your coffee pot. I know everybody's like, what the hell, move your coffee? But I won't, then that breaks my chain in the morning. I go where I go. Exactly. We are in a loop a lot of the time. Make sure you're changing some things up, make your brain work a little bit and break some cycles, some deeper cycles. If you're not happy with something, what the hell are you doing? And if you love some of the things you do, then embrace that and make that the larger part of your day, right? Look at that sand going away. I need to figure out why I'm apologizing for everything. I exist. Oops, sorry. Renee, no apology necessary for anything. I mean, well, sometimes, if you are in public, maybe you want to apologize for that, but come on. But I used to do the same thing. And we get into patterns of doing stuff like that. There's no reason for you to be apologizing. You're like this sterling bright light, right? Okay. It's going to be 70 today. Going to do yard work and plant stuff. I bought yarrow yesterday and a sad clearance lavender. I have to go check on the lavender and see how it's doing. Good morning, everybody. I heard there are storms and tornado warnings in Missouri. No, Missouri's too close. Thanks for confirmation. I hope that helps, Joanna. We have little habits to break, like apologizing for everything, right? We start to do it and we feel like we're doing an okay thing because apologizing, oh, I'm sorry, it's polite, right? No, not for everything. It's going to be over 80 today. Oh, and your AC is not in. That's not cool. That's not cool. It was 80 here the other day and I was like, boy, it's stuffy in this house. But I didn't want to turn the air conditioning on yet, right? Spray it with water and talk to it. It's been outside in the rain since yesterday and I watered it right away and I talked to it and I told it, you have the will to live. Don't make Sam, I'm telling the truth. I mean, it's so funny. I like to buy the clearance plants. I like to buy them. I kill everything. But the clearance plants, when they look and they're so sad, I'm like, oh, you're my baby now. And I bring it home. And I plant it in the garden. It usually survives. Right? I'm Canadian. I'm too nice. I love it. I love it. Okay. I have work to do this morning so I can get everybody their lovely crystals. And I'm still working on it, guys. So it's a one-man band here. So if you're waiting on crystals, you hopefully will see that it is shipped today. If not, it'll be shipped in the very first thing in the morning. I'm really working on I got a bunch out yesterday and I'm getting more out today. And that's what my whole day consists of. So sending love to lavender. April, is it because I bought it or because it's sad? I'll take a picture for you guys later. I know that it's going to be fine. It just said, I'm not dead yet. And I went, okay. Now there was some yarrow on the clearance and I'm like, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm so sorry. You are well beyond. I mean, really. I love going. That's the first place I go. It drives Sam nuts because you can get some really great deals there, right? Right in the clearance rack, dollar plants, and in their perennials, and yay. Maybe I can get Mother Nature to give you a natural thumb. Do you guys know what a wandering Jew is? That purple wandering Jew that you cannot kill, right? That wandering Jew, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know the real name for it. I know it's called a wandering Jew. It's purple. My mom had them the whole time I was growing up, and they were huge and they were enormous. She had those, and she had the one that starts with P that everybody has in the house. What are those called? I don't remember what those are called. Anyways, you can drop a wandering Jew on concrete and it will survive. It does not survive me. In my epitaph, it'll say, "Here lies Lisa, killed the wandering Jews, killer of plants." It's horrible. Phlox. I love phlox in the spring. Isn't it beautiful? It's a plant with long leaves. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh. Philodendron. Thank you so much, Renee. Yes, philodendron. I've killed those. I just don't buy them. Now, I'll tell you the one plant that I can keep alive. When we had the shop, when we had the spa, I had a huge, like 4 foot tall peace lily, and I can keep a peace lily alive like it's my job. You know why? Because the thing says, "Water me now, or I'm going to die within the next day." And I go, "Oh," and then you water it, and it goes, "I'm happy again." It's got its own indicator. It's its own indicator. A plastic one, Renee. um, so one peace lilies I can keep alive, and we had a ponytail palm that we kept alive for years, well over a decade. And then when the house caught on fire, the peace lily didn't, or that bit, and then it didn't, it couldn't. But I was told I supported the Nazi on the plant group. Oh, come on, seriously, Amber. She says she was told she was supported the Nazis on the plant group because she called it a wandering Jew. Honestly, I have no idea what the name of the plant is. I have no, what? It's always been called a wandering Jew. I don't know why. I have no idea. It, I know you're not saying it to me, but somebody told her that she was supporting Nazi. Grow up, people. Grow up. Isn't this sometimes you just look at people and go, "Are you serious? Are you? Wait, hold on. I need a minute. Hold on. Are you effing serious?" I mean, come on. I'm so sorry someone did that to you, because that's painful. That's painful. You know, it seems like it's okay for somebody to call you names, but you can't call other people names. I'm not trying to call other people names, but when somebody says, and I've had people, you know, because just to the climate we're in, people will say something like, "Well, you don't support this, you must be racist." You don't know me. People don't know who you are on the inside. And when somebody says that to you, right? When someone says something like, I take that to heart. I take that to heart. I grew up in a very racist household and saw the injustice of that through my childhood. Now my dad's best friend is this black guy that he goes fishing with every day. And I'm like, really? I'm glad that you changed. But we grew up in a very, very sticky household. It was very low energy. And I knew what I didn't like. And I was mature enough to step away from that thought pattern. So when somebody calls somebody else Nazi supporting or racist, I find it to be very, very offensive, because they don't know me. They don't know you. You are a kind soul, and that's sad. It's a plant name, for crying out loud. It's a plant name. I've had people call me racist in the last 5 years, and I'm like, are you kidding? It's very, very painful to have stuff like that happen, isn't it? You know, when we lived in Virginia, we went against some norms because we were more forward thinking than the people in the town. There was huge taboos. So I'm just going to tell you about this. I don't know why we're going to talk about this. We lived in Farmville, Virginia, and Farmville was the last town in the United States that refused to desegregate their schools when desegregation was going on. Can you imagine the angst in that town? Matter of fact, instead of desegregating their schools, they closed their schools for 7 years. They closed let me say it again, closed public schools for 7 years so that they didn't have Black children sitting next to white children. How asinine, right? How asinine. So what they actually did was created this huge social and educational rift in their community of 7 years of adults that didn't graduate high school. They had to go through you've been through Farmville? I love Farmville. I do love Farmville. I really do. Don't get me, I'm not slamming Farmville. I love Farmville, and I would move back there if I had my druthers. But they caused this huge rift. So the social norms stayed the same, believe it or not. And I'm just going to tell you some things that were told to me, and they're not my words, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that were told to me, because we had a lot of pushback. And there was the Black community and the white community. And here's me in the middle. What the hell's going on here? Right? We opened a salon. I'm about business. I don't care. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't care what you do with your life. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care where you come from. I don't care. Do me right. I do you right. Life goes on. This is how the world should go on, right? So, not in Farmville. We had the salon. We were expanding the salon. We went from, it was like 600 square foot to 3,500 square foot. We were looking for hairdressers, and we had Yvette come up to us. Yvette, I love Yvette. I still talk to Yvette online. Yvette was a Black hairdresser. Okay, wonderful, great. I love you. You do a beautiful job. I love watching her do hair. It's so amazing. And it's such an art. And I'm like, awesome, welcome to our family, right? Do you know what happened? What happened? Tell me what happened, you guys. Oh, shit. She started. Oh, shit. Oh my God. First of all, this is so much information. You guys are probably going, are you kidding me? The day we hired her, actually the day after we hired her, because Sam was talking to her, and she was talking about some of our procedures, because we had rules in the shop that you had to follow, blah, blah, blah. And Sam and her went up to dinner at McAdoo's. They went to lunch at McAdoo's, and I was still working, and they went to lunch. I got phone calls. Within 10 minutes of them being gone. Hey, and I'm serious, you guys. Hey, do you know Sam's having lunch with a Black girl? Now, if Sam had been to lunch anybody else, they would have never called me, right? Okay. So I'm like, oh, this is what? Yeah, I know. Him and Yvette are at lunch. What's the problem here? I don't understand. Because my mentality didn't understand. Okay. The shopping is great in Farmville. Oh yeah, green front furniture. Yeah, absolutely. Green front furniture. I would love to go back and get some more, go shopping. How long ago was that? Not that long ago. Hold on, let me think. Let me move there. I'm going to say about 98, 97 or 98. Do you know that in 97 and 98, while we were living there were still homesteads that had servants' quarters, and people still lived in the servants' quarters. There's still people in Farmville to this day that don't have running water or electric in the outskirts. Anyhow, no, not really. That's West Virginia. Not really. I love West Virginia. It's beautiful. Anyhow, so we hire Yvette. Yvette, it's a shame. Oh, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. And I thought, oh, crap, what the hell's wrong with people? So I had a hairdresser quit. Quit because we integrated races within our salon. We were the first salon in this town to integrate a salon. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And I thought, oh, well, we are living in some, I knew that there was some racial tensions. Yes, Farmville has exploded. It absolutely has. We left Farmville in 2006. And we used to own a great big salon right there on the corner of Main and First. And it was fun. We had a great time. Once we got over this crap, because I didn't pay attention, they're like, you need to let her go. What? Now, keep in mind, in the salon, we had tanning beds. We had 8 nail technicians, 4 or 5 hairdressers, an esthetician, and a massage therapist. This is why Sam handles women really well, okay? Because he worked in there too. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fire somebody because somebody else has a racial issue. I'm not gonna do that. So Yvette worked for us for about 2 weeks, and then these are not my words. I'm going to tell you just how slanted their thought process was in this town. when it comes to the racial tensions and how low vibrating and how low they hadn't been taught right. They hadn't been taught right. They had been taught what their family had taught them, and they had learned. Now, this was from an older woman. I'm just going to tell you, she was probably 85 when she said this to me. And I absolutely loved her. She was the sweetest little soul. But she was taught, I mean, they still do cotillion, you guys, which is great, actually, by the way. Cotillion teaches them manners and how to eat like not an animal and all those things. So cotillion, great, wonderful, love it. It's a beautiful thing, right? Keeping traditions alive is a wonderful thing. Keeping our cultures alive is a wonderful thing, but you cannot incorporate hate in that. You can't. Why are we even talking about this? You cannot incorporate hate in that. So just love going to Farmville. Yeah, Farmville's great. It really, really is. And I hope it's come further much faster than I thought it was going to. I was sitting at the hub of dining, the Shoney's. The hub of dining in Farmville at the time. And my kids were sitting there with us, which really irritated me. My kids were sitting there with us, and my mother-in-law and my husband were sitting there. And I had this really beautiful customer that I had done nails for a long time walk up to me and say, I need to schedule. And I went, yeah. And I knew why she wasn't coming in, because a lot of people fell off the books, right? And I knew why she wasn't coming in, and we were losing some income. But the principle of the thing is too bad, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm good at nails. I am good at nails, and it's one of those things that I'll be like, yeah, I do some mean nails, but I'm not going to accommodate you on a racial level like this. So she comes, she stood over our table. She had her hand on her little southern hand on my shoulder. And she goes, I really need to book. Please, 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 please. This is offensive. And I was so totally offended on my level. And that she said this in front of my children. She goes, but I can't come back in until you get rid of that colored. And I went, my head went on a swivel. It's like, and then she says, this is the mentality, right? Then she says, don't get me wrong, I'm not racist. Really? I have coloreds work in my house and clean. I'm not racist, but I can't come in there when she's working. Like, what the hell just happened? It was like the Twilight Zone, you guys. The Twilight Zone. And I was like, hold, please. And as calmly as I could, because my kids are sitting there and they're fairly young at this point, I said, we really miss you in the salon. We love you. The exorcism had turned. Absolutely. We love having you in there. And we hope that you can come in and find it in your heart to be open to other people. Because if you met Yvette, you'd love her, because she reminds me so much of you. What the hell? I was like, and politely, she said, you have a beautiful day. And she turned and she walked away. I'm so surprised she didn't go, bless your heart. Oh, I can come back with some comebacks, guys. I can be sharp. But yeah, I was like, but seriously, they were the only difference. Like, I'm not going to tell you the lady's name, but, and I'm sure she's not alive anymore, but dressed to a T, loved shoes, great manners, had the same amount of children, dressed amazing, went to church, loved their community. What's the difference here? What's the difference? None. Where is this now? I would have nutted up. No, because you can't do that. You can't do that because I was working. Don't forget, I was working in a professional capacity. Even though I wasn't at my job, I still represented our salon because I call it our salon. But when people thought of salon, I mean, I started it and Sam came in later. So I was, um, I had to be diplomatic. I had to be diplomatic because if you upset that apple cart, then it's bad. Pisces. I'm a Pisces. And I also, even though she had been taught these things throughout her life, keep in mind, this was something she had been taught her whole life, right? She had been taught this her whole life. So in her brain at 85 years old, this was life. So being nasty to her would have meant nothing to her. I would have just been a damn Yankee. Not just a Yankee, a damn Yankee, because I didn't go back north, right? It was very difficult to squeeze into that society anyways, because we were not from there. Yeah. Good morning, husband. Good morning, my love. I was talking about us sitting at Shoney's and people telling us that we needed to fire Yvette. This is in Oklahoma. No, this is in Virginia. That was in Virginia. I'm in Eastern Tennessee, Appalachian Mountains. I love my small town that's not racist at all. Good. Even though you'd think deep South, right? It's a preconceived notion, right? It really is. Now, Farmville is an exception. Farmville has this huge exception because of the desegregation that they didn't do. The only kids that went to school went to the Fuqua school because it was a private school and you had to have money. So it was an interesting climate. How did we even get into this discussion? We started with sleep. I don't even understand. The timer went out a long time ago, but that story needed to be told for some reason. And that was a no-go action, right? I also told him about you going to lunch with Yvette and me getting phone calls. They were taught those things. They were actually taught them. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to come unglued, but I had to be very PC. It does still go on today. But let me tell you, ask Mr. Fry, I can come back with some stuff. Let me tell you about 9/11, though. When 9/11 happened, our community was hit very, very hard in Farmville. One of the pizza owners right outside town was one of the pilots. Right outside town, there was a training camp. Because it was centrally located to the big cities like Washington, D.C., and all of these areas that were hit in the terrorist attacks. Our town was hit very, very hard. We lost people. People commuted to the Twin Towers. And as we all sat and watched this on the television in the salon that morning, it changed Farmville a little bit. I will not forget, Sam and I, for whatever reason, we walked down the street the next day and the feeling in Farmville had changed. It did not, nobody cared what color you were. Like people were helping each other and you could feel the sadness, but you could see people walking a little bit closer to each other and you could feel the difference in people. Now, if it still exists, I don't know, that feeling, but probably not. You know why? Because people forget, right? It was that after that occurrence, it was such a profound. Now, at that time, it flew right over your house. Oh, how horrifying! At that time, Sam and I were not on our path. We had no idea about any of this. God, thank goodness for small favors, right? Because at this point, I'd be like holding everybody's hand all day, going. But it created a change in the people. And I think that it brought a new level of acceptance and humanity to the town. Not that it isn't a loving town. It is. but it really did change it shifted the feeling. I don't know why we're talking about that this morning, but it was an interesting time for us indeed. I do love the town. Yeah. We heard the plane. My mom's seen it over the ridge. He spent a year, and your son spent a year in Afghanistan after 9/11. Oh, yeah. Terrifying, right? Okay, we're not going to go into 9/11. I can't today. I'll get too emotionally ticked up. But it does make us think, right? Those moments make us think, where we go, oh my gosh, it just is a thing. It is a thing. Okay, so I'm well over my time this morning. Actually, I'm not too bad. I'm only at 35 minutes. I don't think that's too bad, right? For my 5-minute morning, I'm only 30 minutes over. Okay, so I'm Mr. Fry's going to be cracking that whip on me here shortly, trying to get me to go do some packaging. It's a happy day. You're 44. Happy birthday, Leslie. Happy birthday. Awesome. 44. One more card. Okay. You guys have heard like my traumatic Virginia stories now. That one, I just look back on that and go, bless your heart. Somebody says bless your heart. It's not a good thing, you guys. It's not a good thing. Bless your heart. I'll tell you what, though, some of those Southern belles tell the raunchiest jokes you will ever hear. One of the pilots lived next door to you. Your father and uncle were firemen in the Towers. It's all very, boy, it changed people. It changed people. One more card. Faith. Faith in what? What do you have faith in? This is a good question. What does it mean, bless your heart? I think there's a lot of meaning behind bless your heart. Bless your heart. Could mean, boy, you're dumb. I really don't like you. There's so many things behind bless your heart. We can't even. There's so many. Faith. What a great card, right? Faith. They are cursing you. Oh yeah, they're cursing when they say bless your heart. It is the Southern way of cursing you. That's it right there. Poor you. You aren't as good as I am. Bless your heart. That's it. Oh no, it doesn't mean anything sweet, Linda. You're 11 beers short of a 12 pack. Oh no, that's not what it means, Katrina. It'd be nice if it meant that, right? What are the cards called? These cards are called the Magical Times Empowerment cards by Jody Bergsma. This is my favorite deck. Faith. Yes, we should have faith about many things in our life, right? Okay. And with that, I'm going to go pack up beautiful crystals. Faith today. Yeah, it's not as nice. No, it's not. And people are like, oh, that's so sweet. What a cute Southern saying. Without faith, what would you have that is joyous? Yay for faith. You're right. You're right. Yes. If you say bless your heart, watch out. When you say bless you or bless her or bless him, that's sincere. Yeah. As you hear, gotta have faith, the faith. I gotta have faith. Yeah, right? Ooh. Yeah, you had this deck, but gifted to a friend. I love this deck. You have faith. Yeah, I'm alive. That is what I have faith in. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys, I got to go work. I will be on this evening. I really need to work on my jewelry desk, but maybe I'll. Michael K. Good morning. Haven't seen you in a while. Sadly, I'm just getting offline. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great afternoon. The newsletter will be coming out in the next day or so. It's going to have a materials list for the art class that we're going to do spirit art in May. So we're going to do one spirit art class in May and one in June because I got my schedule just a little wonky. So the materials list will be for the My Mystical Life members on the newsletter. Super simple stuff. Very affordable to purchase. I know, busy. Life is busy, right? I haven't eaten or taken any meds today. Feel pretty good right now. Yay. Isis, good morning. I'm going off now. Sorry. All right, everybody. Have a great afternoon. I was on way longer than I meant to, and we talked about many more things than I thought we would. So it was supposed to be about sleep, I guess. I don't know, but then it went into other things. So, all right, we'll talk to you guys.